I hope we're all reminded of a few things. And this extends far beyond a Shannon Sharpe or anybody else. One of the things that we need to remind ourselves of is that in this day and age, very few things are private. In this day and age, there's very few things that won't come to light, because most things do. But thinking beyond Shannon, thinking beyond myself, just thinking about the world that we live in terms of the podcast stratosphere and everything like that, a lot of people want to walk around thinking you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You could your own operation. You don't have to answer to anybody. That's not true. I've had people open their mouth and they've said, Stephen A., you work for ESPN. What kind of control do you really have? This is my podcast. This is my YouTube show. I own this. But if you think for 1 second that I could just do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and there's not going to be any repercussions, you're clueless. And you're destined to fail and fall on your face. I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about a climate that we're living in. Some people sit up there and they look at me and they say, Stephen A. don't get himself in this kind of trouble. How does he pull it off? Well, first of all, there's certain behaviors and proclivities that you never have to worry about me engaging in. But most importantly than that, I often say this about Walt Disney. I'd rather work for a place with standards than one looking for them. You know why? Because lines are drawn. And I never have to worry about crossing them because guess what? I've got something there reminding me, hold on. You don't need to do that. It's not a silo. I'm not by myself. I don't get to operate in any way that I want without having to worry about ramifications or repercussions. I always have to be concerned about that. So I'm challenged every day to come on the airwaves and think about the ramifications and repercussions of anything that I do. Constantly. And because of that, that's an additional guardrail to secure me from putting myself in a position that could jeopardize myself, my show, my brand, my family, the company that I work for, and anything like that.
People have been claiming that Stephen A. Smith is not defending Shannon Sharpe as he is battling his $50 million lawsuit. Do you agree with this?
Again, I'm not talking about Shannon right now. I'm talking about what people say when it comes to people like myself and others who unapologetically explain that we have people to answer to. And all you folks out there with your own podcast, running your own operations, if you have advertisers and sponsors, get what? You answer to somebody too. And I'm here to tell you, don't be upset about it. Feel good about it. Because you need to view it as an extra line of security that enables you, it being a guardrail. It enables you to watch lines that you want to make sure that you don't cross. Because when those lines are always there, you usually know it. And you usually make sure you don't cross it. Because the bigger picture is always staring in front of your face. I've seen a lot of stuff happen over the last few months. I've seen a lot of stuff happen over the last few years. And in almost every case, guardrails were pretty much absent. I'm glad I have guardrails. people that work for me, the people that work with me, the people I work for, the public at large. I find a way to be me, while in the same breath guarding myself against some of the things I need to be guarded against. Just a thought.
In recent weeks, some fans and online critics have started questioning Stephen A. Smith's loyalty, or lack thereof, toward fellow sports analyst Shannon Sharpe, who's currently facing a $50 million lawsuit from a woman accusing him of mistreatment. While the case is still developing and no facts have been confirmed, what's raising eyebrows is how relatively quiet Stephen A. has been during this time. Known for his loud, passionate takes and his willingness to defend friends in the public eye, many expected Stephen A. to rally behind Shannon the way he has for others in the past. Instead, he's offered only brief, vague comments on the matter, statements some say feel more like PR than personal support. This has led to speculation that the ESPN star might be distancing himself, possibly to protect his own brand or avoid controversy. Others feel it's out of character, especially considering the strong partnership they've displayed on air since Sharpe joined First Take. While it's true that legal matters are sensitive and often best left alone, the silence from one of the loudest voices in sports media hasn't gone unnoticed. Whether it's a strategic move or a personal decision, fans are starting to ask, where's the loyalty?